When I click it twice, it doesn't go.
There you go. It's going. Hey everybody, welcome to Voices Randomish. I'm your girl Eldridge, and right here with me, as always, are my sisters. And to my left is
D'Artagnan,
Bess,
and Allison.
And we want to say Happy New Year and
Happy
cheers!
Cheers! Cheers, sisters.
So we wanted to talk to everybody and just share with you what our resolutions were. Earlier, we shared with you a reflection of what we learned over the last decade and maybe lessons that we were going to take with us into the next decade. So I'm going to start here, as always, bringing up with our youngin'. Bess is going to tell us what her resolution is. We only just going to talk about one or two. You know how it is in the middle of the year. We'll be looking back saying, what the hell happened?
right, exactly. Because man's always been, I'm gonna lose a little weight, I'm gonna drop a couple pounds. Me and y'all be like, you know what? I'm gonna just give me somebody content with a big girl.
Okay.
So this year,
And you're not a big girl. You're beautiful.
No.
thank you. I'm getting there.
You just don't know.
Yeah, you don't even know.
You know, like that song, She Don't Know How Beautiful, She Don't Know She's Beautiful. Like, that's how I describe you. Like, I don't think you understand, like, what a beautiful
It's
woman
like
you are.
when Beth show up, I'm like, let me just go get the whole roll. Let me go sit down. Look, let me go sit down.
But that's the beautiful thing about her. Like, she doesn't realize, like, we know, she doesn't realize she's this beautiful.
Girl.
I mean, it's everything. Like, your soul glows to the outside.
Absolutely.
Right? You're one of the most beautiful human beings I've ever known.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's the truth.
So my New Year's resolution, the two that I came up with, my first one, I'm going to be more of a doer because I recognize that I'm a procrastinator.
Ooh.
But I work well under pressure, and like when things get to the last, bit, it's almost time to get it done or whatever. That's when I excel.
Okay.
But I feel like that has caused me so much stress over the past, couple years by just waiting to the last minute to do stuff. And then I feel like, all this pressure on me when really I could have just did it and got it done.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start being more of a doer. And then my second resolution is I'm going to stop asking other people for their opinions.
Okay.
Because I do that a lot. And it's not because I'm unsure of myself. It's because I'm like, sometimes for example, I'll say, was that mean? Was I being mean? Only because I don't recognize it sometimes. So I don't know. I'm going to stop asking people for their opinion because some people take it as if I can't think for myself, or maybe I'm unsure of myself when I'm not. Their opinion, they can tell me their opinion 9 times out of 10. It didn't mean nothing. It didn't mean nothing anyway.
What the hell you asked for?
Right.
You didn't really want my opinion, but you asked anyway. That sounds like good resolutions to me. Allie, what are you going to be up to?
I think my resolution is just to, I guess, continue on with like my take this year as a time to take my lessons and grow. And part of that is I've really, really been focusing on trying to keep negative thoughts out of my head, not to try to let anything negative affect me. Not that negative things don't happen, but I'm taking it as everything, no matter what happens, you have a decision of how you react to it. And I'm choosing not to take the negative reaction, even if it's a negative situation. It sounds cliche and stupid, but you got to find that itty bitty positive in it. And I'm really trying to focus on doing that. Because I found that like once negativity gets in, it takes over and it's infectious. And once you're negative, you're miserable. And what do they say? Misery loves company.
Well, there's other stuff that goes along with that. Company hates to see people in love, and then attitudes are contagious. Is yours worth catching? All those types of things. So I definitely feel you on thinking about the energy that you in, because that's going to impact what you give out.
And that's exactly like I've been saying this a lot to my kids, that like I really feel that way, that the energy that you put out into the world is what you're going to receive back. So if you're constantly negative or putting down other people or complaining, how do you expect to be negative all the time and have something positive happen to you? So instead of complaining of like, oh, this didn't work out, it's okay to be disappointed. Just, it didn't work out, but now how can I figure out how to do it a different way is how I'm going, versus just being like, oh, that really, focusing on what didn't happen or what didn't work or whatever. And I'm just really trying to keep my mindset in a place of peace and
Yeah.
everything that comes along with it. And besides being in a place of peace, the other thing that like I've been doing this a lot, and it's amazing how it feels, is celebrating other women. Like
Okay.
when like you have like to see the look on a woman's face, especially like, and I said this about you, I said, you're one of the kindest, like you are one of the women who naturally, and I've seen you do this to random women you've never met in your life, that no matter who she is, you're that woman that will be like, girl, your child's crooked, let me help you. Even if you've never met her, that you will, there you look good girl, and you know what I mean, keep pushing. Like it wasn't like, and that's so inspiring, because like to me, like I said, you are such a beautiful woman. And it's not about this. I mean, you're gorgeous, but your soul is, and I say this to people, like your soul is one of the most beautiful I've known, because you don't even think twice about just celebrating another woman. Like, here, let me help you. And that's inspiring to me. And like, I found that like, when you do that, like I've randomly said to a woman, like there is a woman that I saw the other night and she's extremely thin. It's not that she starves herself. She's just a tiny woman. And, you know, I could tell that she kind of felt, you know, like, because all the other women that were around her were thicker, whatever. And, you know, I said, you know, we're all beautiful. And she said, oh, well, I have the face. And I said, no. I said, you've got everything. I said, you're beautiful. Just because you're petite doesn't mean you're not. And I've really learned, like, in that moment, she was like, thank you. You know what I mean? Like that she felt like that she was just this little, and to see a woman, like a man could tell you a billion times, like, girl, you look great in that dress. But the one woman that's like, girl, you wearing that dress meant more than every single other one. So to put a smile on a woman's face by simply saying, like, damn girl, you're wearing that shirt. It doesn't take anything to do it. And it's not like you're faking anything. If you like her shirt, it doesn't matter whether you know her, what she looks like. Stop hating on women, celebrate them. You know what I mean?
No hating, celebrate.
And the crazy part is,
that's gonna be a shirt, y'all know this summer, right?
The crazy part that I found that is as good as you make that woman feel in that moment, I feel just as good, because like to see a woman I don't know, or even I do know, like have that smile where she truly for that moment is like, I feel good about me. To know that you're able to do that, like, damn, that feels so good to me. But I know I can put another smile on somebody else's face. So for me, I guess it's a bit selfish, but that good feeling I get when I can see somebody else like truly be happy for a moment is one of the greatest feelings for me. So if I can have that feeling by simply making somebody else feel that way, hey,
wouldn't the world be a better place if everybody thought like that? You know, just one person at a time. And I think that's an awesome way to go into whether it's a new year, new day, new hour, new minute, new decade. It don't matter if your whole life purposes is making sure that people around you, as they interact with you, are left off better than they were than before.
Yes,
because I think that's the thing, that if we all do that, then again, the world feels better. Don't you feel good? I feel good when somebody feels good because of something I did. That's you have that power. And the thing about it is that when I was studying power, a lot of times people think about power as a negative thing. Power is not a positive thing. Power is insidious. It's like energy. It transfers. It goes wherever it wants to be. But it's about how you allow it to be used, because they say power corrupts. But from what you just said, power does not have to corrupt. What is your resolution?
To continue doing what I'm doing, to continue growing in me and continue learning me, and to continue loving on my sisters, because, you know, I love you all so much. I love you all so much. And I've learned so much about myself just being around you all. And I have learned how to deal with situations differently. Just being able to talk through it and see a different perspective and a different point of view, because all of us have different points of view and different ways of looking at things. And when we sit down and we have a conversation, and we can have that honest conversation and not feel like we're going to hurt each other's feelings, be open and honest about it. We can sit down and be open and honest about how we feel about certain situations and not have to worry about somebody walking away in their feelings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I walk away from you all whenever I'm with you all feeling different and feeling better about me as a person because I'm growing and I'm learning in myself every day. And so for me, it's just to continue to grow and to allow myself to love again. So that is something that I want to do. I want to stop shutting myself off and allow myself to love again. So it's a work in progress, but it's a work in progress.
Your love is it's a verb. It's all action oriented, and it's very scary because the thing about it's weird that you said to learn about loving again, because that was the thing that I was thinking about yesterday. Is really deep down, if people really understood the power of love. You know that song by Stephanie Mills where she says, "I learned to respect the power of love." She's not lying. The power of love is an amazing thing, but it also is a thing that can tip you over to the other side. And that's why a lot of times when I post stuff about the women of randomness, women, oh God.
Women of randomness.
The women of Voices randomness, I always say it's always all love. Because rarely do you find 4 women, and this is what blows my mind about us all the time, is that the fact that we all came up at different times in life, we different decades.
That's
is
the thing that's amazing.
But we are one accord when it comes to most things. And even if we don't always see eye to eye, it's like 1/4 of the perspective when it comes together as a whole. Then we get a whole idea of how something can move forward. So even like when I was thinking about my resolution, mine is a little different because I'm at a different segue in my life where I said this, I'm not going to live forever, contrary to popular belief. I am going to live to be like 105, you know. I am. That ain't even no joke. I am going to live to be pretty much that old. But my resolution is to really live in every single moment of everything that I'm actually doing, confront it, and I run from it. And here's the thing for me, I'm at a point in my life where it's hard for people to really understand that for me, it's not about romantic relationships. I've been there, done that, and I don't think I ever find a love like the love that I had before. I don't think, because when I sit back, there's this certain type of energy. When Cleo and I got together, it was like an energy. One day we was in the park, and I hadn't seen him in years, and I don't even know how to explain this to people, but you would know love when it really actually happens to you. And I'm going to find my love through helping other people through the community and using my voice to bring people's awareness to that if you can look up, like Les Brown said, you can see up, you can get up. And once I get up, I see forward. So my whole resolution is to continue to help people to feel more humane about who they are, to live in who they really are through my experiences, my interactions with people, to make them feel good about who they are, and help them to really understand that love, like all you guys said that you're seeking, it is a really good thing, but you have to be really, really careful with it because it's a powerful, powerful, powerful thing. And you can't just go in, and people play around with it a lot and stuff like that. And for me, I believe in being honest. If something is not working for me, I'm that woman now that's gonna tell you this is not working for me. I don't feel like we're compatible.
Oh, Jesus.
I would rather tell somebody the truth and be honest with them right now and have them live in a few minutes in pain than a lifetime of agony.
Yes.
And that's what my whole thing is being true.
But it also, in doing that, we have to make sure we're kind.
Oh yeah.
In the way that we do it. And I hear you in my head all the time. Is it meaningful? Is it kind? Is it necessary?
Yeah.
Like I have to stop myself from saying a lot of things because I'm quick with it. I come back so fast. You'd be like, I had to tell myself to woosah and be quiet.
I don't know what I need to do, because sometimes, like, all of a sudden, like, something will happen in the comeback. I'll be like, oh, I just said it
out loud.
I'll be like,
did I say that out loud?
Right, I'll be like, it came out of my mouth. Like, I didn't even have time to be like,
So are we talking about more conscious in the next decade, and just sort of, my mother used to say,
my words. That's just my face.
my face gives it all the way.
I think we all wear it. I'll be like, fix your face.
That's what Earth, Wind, and Fire said. Ain't it funny that the way you feel shows on your face, and no matter how you try to hide it, it will state your case. So what's your case gonna be in 2020 and beyond, people?
Right.
Happiness or hell or health or havoc.
Right.
You know, I want all of that health.
Gotta say them H's.
Girl, you know, help me. That's what happens when you study communication. I grew up with this one boy. His name was Noki, and he used to say, "Yeah, I'm Noki, the boy with the words." I was like, "Dude, you passed it on." What the heck? So, I don't know, but I feel really good about us.
Mm-hmm.
I really do going into the new decade.
I did
really
want to
do.
say, off of what Allie said about like just being around good energy and being optimistic. You also have to surround yourself with those same type of energy givers.
Oh, yes.
Because you could be giving that positive vibe out to other people, that positive energy, and then it's not being reflected back to you.
If it's not reciprocated, please.
And then you get drained. And then when you don't have a recharge, then you start acting kind of like everybody else that's around you. So we also have to surround ourselves with women or people that give us that positive energy back, because we need a recharge.
That good contagious.
We can't be around energy suckers all the time.
Crazy thing about it is what I learned and over this last, even just doing the show, is when I look at our audience is almost split between men and women, which means that the same things that we grapple with, men grapple with. That's what I really, really learned in doing this show.
Absolutely.
I mean, and the resolution is keep doing more of it, because we are an inclusive show. We're not excluding men, because we realize that the same stuff you grapple with is the same stuff we grapple with. You know, that was an eye-opening piece doing this, and when we were getting comments back.
I actually spoke of this last night. I was saying, you know, like I've asked a few different men that I know, you know, check out the show, and like a couple of them, they'll watch like the first like 15 seconds. They'll see women check, and they'll be like, and I've actually had the response of like, oh yeah, it's a nice little women show. So actually last night, and I'll give a shout out, I was actually speaking to Hey Dre. And I told him, I was really surprised when I found out that he watched every episode. And I said, I'm not surprised because it's you. I said, besides.
You talk about Dre.
Yeah.
September 12th, Dre.
I
said, Dre, Virgo Dre.
I said, because that's the response I had gotten from men. So I told him, like, I was really surprised as a man that, and I said, I really appreciate that, because, like, once you watch, you can clearly see we're not just talking about, girly topics about our shoes and our makeup. We're talking about real everyday things that affect people. We just happen to be women talking about it.
Right. We got there first.
So yeah, we definitely have a space here for a male audience. So to those of you that are out there, thank you so very much. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And for those men out there that would like to be a guest and be on our show, you just reach out to us, send us an email, or reach out to one of the Voices Random and Sisters. We always want to hear from the brothers, whether you're in this state or from another state. If you haven't watched our episodes, we do have our brother from another state. We have Ricky, and every now and then he's going to be sharing with us from a male perspective, but we are looking for that male perspective. We also are thinking about doing a live show around, Valentine's Day weekend. And we are wanting people to come in and be in our audience, and we'll share with you more details. But let's help us take this to the show to the next level, because we are an inclusive show. We want everybody's voices to be heard, and we know that you have those randomish topics out there, So, hey, raise your glasses, bring it to the new decade, and we say cheers. And again, we want to know, what's your frequency?